Om Namo Bhagavate Vāsudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vāsudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudirayet. Nashtaprayeshtabadeshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtikim. Ete chamsa kalapumsam Kṛṣṇastu bhagavan sayam. Indriyarvyaklam lokam hridyante yuge yuge. Nama sankirtanam yasya sarva papa pranashanam pranama dukkha samanastam namami harim param. Nigama kalpataror garidam palam sukamukadam ritadiva sammutam. Bibada bhaktam rasamalayam muhuro rasikabhu vibhavukaha. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 8th chapter, text number 14 and 15. So text number 15 is written? Which 14? Okay, so we'll read text number 14 and then together, and then text number 15 I will also read and the purport, because there's only a small purport to text number 14. Prāg ayam vasudevasya kvacit jātas tavātmajaḥ Vasudeva iti śrīmān abhijñāḥ sampracakṣate. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Translation. For many reasons, this beautiful son of yours sometimes appeared previously as the son of Vasudeva. Therefore, those who are learned sometimes call this child Vasudeva. Purport. Gargamuni indirectly disclosed. This child was originally born as the son of Vasudeva, although he is acting as your child. Generally, he is your child, but sometimes he is the son of Vasudeva. Text number 15, I will read, and translation purport also. Bhāoni santi nāmani rūpani ca sutasyate guna karmanu rupani tanyaham vedano janaham. Translation. For this son of yours, there are many forms and names according to his transcendental qualities and activities. These are known to me, but people in general do not understand them. Purport. Bahuni, the Lord has many names. Advaitam achyutam anadim anantarupam madhyam purana purusham navayovanam cha, as stated in the Brahma Samhita. The Lord is one, but He has many forms and many names. It was not that because Gargamuni gave the child the name Kṛṣṇa, that this was his only name. He has other names such as Bhakta-Vatsal, Giridhari, Govinda and Gopal. If we analyze the nirukti or semantic derivation of the word Kṛṣṇa, we find that na signifies that he stops the repetition of birth and death. And Krish means sat artha or existence. Kṛṣṇa is the whole existence. Also Krish means attractant and na means anant or bliss. Kṛṣṇa is known as Mukunda because he wants to give everyone spiritual, eternal, blissful life. Unfortunately, because of the living entity's little independence, the living entity wants to deprogram the program of Kṛṣṇa. This is the material disease. Nonetheless, because Kṛṣṇa wants to give transcendental bliss to the living entities, he appears in various forms. Therefore, he is called Kṛṣṇa. Because Garga Muni was an astrologer, he knew what others did not know. Yet Kṛṣṇa has so many names that even Garga Muni did not know them all. It is to be concluded that Kṛṣṇa, according to his transcendental activities, has many forms and many names. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakṣoran Militam Yanam Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Chaitannamanopistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Kadamhayam Dadati Sabadantikam Bandeyam Sri Guru Sri Yodavadakamalan Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagarajatam Sahagana Raganatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dīnabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastude Datta Ganjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sude Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivajari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Nama Eva Kevalam Kaulam Nastyeva Gatiranyata. So here Garga Muni is speaking to Nanda Maharaj about Kṛṣṇa. In text number 14 is mentioning to Nanda Baba that your son has also appeared previously as the son of Vasudeva. And therefore, abhijñāḥ, those who are learned, the learned persons, they will also call him as Vasudeva, the son of Vasudeva. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada is explaining that Garga Muni is disclosing that actually your child was born as the son of Vasudeva, although he's acting as your child. So, generally he's your child, but sometimes he's the son of Vasudeva. So, he was not disclosing openly or openly explaining what happened. And the common man actually does not understand. Like even now, most probably, the majority of the persons in Bharatvarsha, even devotees, they do not know exactly about Kṛṣṇa's Janma Karma Chamedivyam, about Kṛṣṇa's Janma, Kṛṣṇa's birth or appearance, and Kṛṣṇa's activities, Kṛṣṇa's Leelas, Kṛṣṇa's pastimes, which are all Dibya, transcendental. But no one who knows this properly, actually he can become liberated. Vetiman tattvataḥ, one who knows in truth, who properly knows, he doesn't have to take birth again. So it is important to acquire transcendental knowledge from the spiritual master, from the advanced devotees. But not only knowledge, but we should understand the conclusion of the scriptures, the Siddhanta. And then we should also be, especially if we want to enter the Golok, we should be hearing from the advanced devotees, the Rasik Vaishnavas, the devotees who are established in their relationship with Kṛṣṇa. And by hearing from them about Rasa Tattva, the transcendental subject matters, then we can properly do our devotional service and come to the highest stage of pure devotional service. So here, actually the acharyas have explained, and even Prabhupada has mentioned, that Kṛṣṇa, he appeared simultaneously as the son of Vasudeva, as the son of Kṛṣṇa. But that is not disclosed to everyone, because not everyone can immediately understand this transcendental subject matter. Only those who are properly engaged in devotional service, they may understand. Those who have acquired the transcendental intelligence, sadhubuddhi, they can understand this fact in the association of the advanced devotees. But it is an accepted fact amongst the abhijñāḥ, the learned devotees, that Vasudeva Kṛṣṇa appeared as the son of Vasudeva and Devaki. At the same time, Yashodanandan, Gopinath, Nandanandan appeared as the son of Yashodan and Nanda Baba. At the same time, that has been explained. And then, as we know, Vasudeva, the father of Vāsudeva, Kṛṣṇa, he brought his child to Gokul and put him there, and took the little girl which had appeared after Kṛṣṇa appeared, Yogamaya, and took her back to the prison. And it is mentioned that Vāsudeva Kṛṣṇa, the son of Vasudeva and Devaki, that was also not even seen by Vasudeva, and neither by Maria Yashoda, because she was after Kṛṣṇa, and Yogamaya appeared, so she was extremely tired transcendentally by the transcendentals, by the Lord's transcendental arrangement, and so she was not aware what happened. She did not see Vasudeva coming, because it was night time also, nobody else saw. And then so Vasudeva Kṛṣṇa merged into Yashodanandan. And then Kṛṣṇa performed these wonderful pastimes, and Maria Yashoda and Nanda Baba, they believed, and it is a fact, that Kṛṣṇa is their son. Whereas Vasudeva and Devaki, they were confident that actually the son of Yashoda and Nanda Baba is our child. And it is also true, because Vasudeva Kṛṣṇa merged into Yashodanandan. So that is possible to understand by the devotees, by the Lord's mercy. So Kṛṣṇa is the source of everything, of all spiritual material worlds, of all the incarnations of the Lord. Everything is included in Kṛṣṇa. Everything is coming from Kṛṣṇa. But only the devotees who are fortunate, they can understand this fact. So in text number 15, Garga Muni is further explaining, Bahuni Santi Namani. Bahuni, there are many, Bahut, many names are there of this son of yours, referring to Kṛṣṇa. According to his qualities and according to his activities, according to his relationships. And we can see in the scriptures, so that is explained. For example, Gopal Sahasranam is there, the 1,000 names of Gopal. And then of course, There are also Ashtotara Nama, 108 names of Kṛṣṇa mentioned in the scriptures, revealed by the acharyas. So giving the different names of the Lord. And of course, Prabhupada is explaining also that not only Garga Muni is explaining, but other great personalities like Lord Brahma, the creator, secondary creator of this world, being inspired by the Lord. In the Brahma Samhita he has mentioned Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Ananta Rupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayonam Cha Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So that there are many forms of the Lord, and they are all referring to Govinda, who is the Adi Purush, the original personality of Godhead. And I worship Bhajami, that Govinda, that Kṛṣṇa, who is known as Advaita, Achyuta, and many more names are there, as Prabhupada is explaining. Giridhari, because he was lifting Govardhan hill, or Govardhan Dhari. Gopal, he's taking care of the cows, and therefore is known as Gopal, giving pleasure to the senses, Govinda. Bhakta-vatsala, very merciful to the devotees. Madhav, the husband of the goddess of fortune, the beloved of Srimati Radharani, Radhakant, the lord of Srimati Radharani. Unlimited names are there practically. Mukunda, the giver of liberation. So by chanting all these names, one becomes purified, and one can experience transcendental bliss. And of course, we may chant so many mantras, but especially Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come to give the Maha Mantra, the gateway mantra, that is the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So here in this Maha Mantra, the names of Kṛṣṇa there. Hari, that refers to Kṛṣṇa also. Vigyaptam, that is by Gopal Guru, disciple of Vakreshwar Pandit, great devotees of Mahaprabhu. He has given explanation. And others have also given explanation of the names in the Maha Mantra. Vigyapta Bhagavad-Tatam Chidganananda Vigraham Harati aviditat karyam ato harir iti smritaha. So Hari smrita, we remember Hari, referring to Kṛṣṇa. Harati avidya tat karyam, what is his activity? Kṛṣṇa's, or Hari's, Kṛṣṇa Hari, Gaura Hari, Shama Hari. Taking the avidya, the ignorance, away from the sadhakas, from the devotees' consciousness, so that they may perceive then the Supreme Lord in their hearts. So, and then Chit Ganananda Vigraham. So his form is transcendental, Chinmay. It is eternal, conscious, full of knowledge. It's the source of all knowledge. He knows everything, past, present and future. Therefore he is known as Trikalagya. Ganananda. Ananda is the source of Paramananda, the greatest bliss. And Ghananda means actually condensed bliss, condensed knowledge. So the essence of all. Kṛṣṇa is the essence, the quintessence of everything. And the embodiment of the highest bliss, the highest knowledge, most beautiful. Of course then different explanations are there also of Hare. But first let me explain also about Kṛṣṇa, as explained here by Prabhupada. If we analyze according to Nirukti, or the actually Sanskrit semantic derivation, what is the meaning of the word Kṛṣṇa? So actually many meanings may be there. Kṛṣṇa may also just mean black, dark. So, but here Prabhupada is explaining according to Nirukti, the Sanskrit definition, or some of them he has mentioned, not all of them. The Na signifies that he stops the repression of birth and death. Na, not. He stops the repetition of birth and death. Jayati jayati namananda rupam murare viramite nijadharma dhyana pujaryatam katamapi sakridatam muktinam paramamritam ekanam jivanam bhushanam me. That is a verse in glorification of Kṛṣṇa by Sanatana Goswami, given in Bhajan Rahasya. So the devotees, they are very much respecting Kṛṣṇa and of course being no different from Kṛṣṇa, and they are wearing and they are seeing that just like their ornament, an ornament, Kṛṣṇa, they are ornamented by the chanting of the holy names, they become beautiful. Jayati jayati namananda rupam. All glories to Kṛṣṇa, namananda rupam. Again here also, the source of all transcendental bliss. And killing Murare, killing all the demons. And then viramit. So stopping, viram dena, giving a stop to the cycle of birth and death by chanting Kṛṣṇa. Then the cycle of birth and death is stopped. If we realize Kṛṣṇa and our Swarup as eternal servants of Kṛṣṇa, then there's no more birth and no death. But for this we must know Kṛṣṇa in truth. As explained, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yoveti tattvataḥ. Then purna jaimana yoveti tu tattva tyaktva dhyam purna janma naiti mamiti swajuna. So after giving up the body, then we don't have to take birth again. Then we can join the pastimes of Kṛṣṇa, first in one of the universes, and then automatically also will be transferred to the highest realm, Golok Vrindavan. So na means not, it means to stop the cycle of birth and death. Kṛṣ means sattartha, existence, sat, Satchidananda Vigraha. That which has existence, that is Sat. Satchit Ananda Vigraha, the existence potency. Of course, also Balaram is explained to be the existence potency, Sandhini Shakti, but Krishna is the source of everything, is the source of Balaram ultimately also. So existence, without Krishna there is no existence, without Balaram there is no existence, and without Srimati Radharani there is no bliss. Of course, Krishna is the source of transcendental bliss also, but then separately or non-different, the existence potency is there, Srimati Radharani. So, that is one explanation. Sattat means existence. Krishna is the whole existence. Again, further Prabhupada is explaining, Kṛṣ means attraction. Kṛṣ, akarshan, to attract. Krishna is, because he is most beautiful and is endowed with all transcendental qualities, unlimited qualities. But especially 4 qualities are only in his personality. His Rupa Madhurya, his beautiful transcendental form, Tribang Lalit Shyama Sundar, bent in 3 places and playing the flute, Vamsidhari, and then Chiki Pichi Mauli, he's having a peacock feather in his crown or in the turban or in the top knot. Sometimes we see the deities, Krishna Balaram, you see the beautiful hair, and the pujari is putting just some necklace, pearl necklace around, and they make a top knot and the garland, and then there's a peacock feather there. And today, or sometimes Mahaprabhu also, and today we can see those who have taken darshan, and those who can still remember Gaunitai, you can see. Today no crown for Gaunitai, no turban, no pagari, but you can see there's a simply garland there, and then a little bit you can see that the hair. So also top knot is there. That is explained also in the scriptures. Sometimes Mahaprabhu is just like that in the highest realm in Shvetadvip, Navadvip, and he's not different from Krishna. Also most beautiful, Param Purush, Purushottam, Swayam Bhagavan. So most beautiful form of the Lord. And Na also means Ananda, bliss. As explained, is the source of all bliss. So Krishna means also dark or blackish, Shyam Sundar. So many explanations be there of this transcendental names of the Lord, and so being non-different from the Lord. So Krishna is the source of all qualities. Sar Aishwarya Purna Bhagavan. He has all opulences. All qualities are in him. Everything is coming from him. And so also Gopal Guru has explained, Ananda Eka Sukha Swami Shyama Kamala Lochana Gokulananda Nanda Nandana Krishna Iryate. That Ananda Eka Sukha Swami, so is the Lord of all transcendental, and the Swami, the Lord of this transcendental bliss or happiness, Ananda and Sukh. So it's very similar. Ananda is of course bliss and Sukh is happiness. So, and of course we may also understand that he's the beloved, the Swami, Nath of Srimati Radharani, who is the pleasure potency. And then again in this verse, Shyama Kamalochana, his name is Shyama Sundar, his eyes are there, just like lotus petals. Gokulananda, giving bliss to the inhabitants of Gokul, all of them. Even the animals, the birds, the plants, everyone is feeling transcendental bliss in the presence of Kṛṣṇa. And Kṛṣṇa is having this wonderful exchange with all the living entities in Braj. In Gokul, in Golok and in Gokul, in this world also. Nanda Nandana is known as the son of Nanda Baba. So that is the original form of Kṛṣṇa. And Vasudeva Kṛṣṇa, that is the expanded form of Yashoda Nandan, Shyama Sundar, Gopinath. And the meaning of Ram is explained also. Ram may refer to Balaram, may refer to, as Prabhupada one time was in South India, devotees were asking, what is the meaning of Ram in the Maha Mantra? And there were two sannyasis actually. One was saying that refers to Balaram. The other was saying, no, that refers to Ramachandra. So, of course, Prabhupada in the beginning, he quickly gave sannyas to the disciples to push on the movement, to encourage them. And they were not so knowledgeable, some of them. So they did not know everything. They were still learning from Prabhupada. So they were arguing. And then they came to Prabhupada. And then Prabhupada said, so they were presenting the case, Ram means Ramchandra and Ram means Balaram. Then Prabhupada said that Ram in the Maha Mantra can refer to Balaram, can refer to Ramachandra, and to Parashuram also. And then they were quiet, okay. So they learned something more. Depends on the bhav, depends on the relationship with Kṛṣṇa. The devotees in South India, or even from Ayodhya, they chant the Maha Mantra, and when they chant the Maha Mantra, they remember Ram. And they know that Kṛṣṇa is no different from Ram. But mainly they remember Ram. So, but we as Gaudiya Vaishnavas, we remember Kṛṣṇa also by saying Ram. Unless one is in Vatsalya Bhav, in parental affection, then chanting the Maha Mantra, one will remember Kṛṣṇa Balaram. Or if one is in Sakhya Bhav, in the relationship of friends, or even the servants in Nanda Bhavan, in Krishna's house. So those who are in that mood, like Raktak, Patrak, and Krishna is our Lord, so they will see by chanting the Maha Mantra, they will remember Krishna Balaram. But those who are following Rupa Goswami, known as Rupanuga Vaishnavas, so they will see Krishna. That is explained by Gopal Guru. So Vaidakti Sara Sarvasvam Murti Liladi Daivatam Radhika Ramyam Nityam Rama Iti Abhidiyate. What is the meaning of Ram? Radhika Ramyam Nityam. Krishna who is performing his pastimes, and Radhika Ramyam together with Srimati Radharani. So that is the meaning of Ram also. Therefore we have Radhika Raman, Radha Raman. So Krishna, who is enjoying the past in the forest of Vrindavan, performing his wonderful pastimes, and he's accompanied by Srimati Radharani, the gopis, who are at the bank of the Jamuna. performing Rasa Leela. So that is Radhika Raman, Radha Raman. So performing pastimes, wonderful pastimes. So, and then, so he's explaining, so Ram refers to Krishna also, he's performing pastimes with Srimati Radharani. So Vaidagdi Sara Saravasvam. So he's the essence of all transcendental cleverness. And he's the all and all, Prananath, Ishtadev of all the Brijabasis. And Murti Lila Adi Daivatam. He's known as Lileshwar also. He's the Lord of all transcendental pastimes. Of course, Radharani, she is known as Lila Rani, performing wonderful pastimes. The transcendental divine couple. So he's the embodiment of all wonderful pastimes and loving exchange with his devotees. Prema Madhurya, Lila Madhurya, and which is unparalleled. All the other incarnations, the expansions of the Lord, they perform wonderful pastimes, but nothing equals to Kṛṣṇa and his wonderful loving exchange and pastimes in Braj. So the devotees who are properly situated, abhijñāḥ, those who are learned, so they will understand this transcendental subject matters. But people, as explained here, but people in general do not understand them. So therefore it is required that we are in the association of the devotees who are more advanced. Therefore we take shelter of the spiritual master. And also, and the spiritual master is a representative of the Lord. Krishna Kripa Sri Murti is the embodiment of the mercy of Krishna. And so his Tattva Darshana, he has realized. Of course, he is mostly an associate of the Lord. So the spiritual master, and either coming directly for the spiritual world or having become perfect by following the perfect person. And so they have seen the truth, therefore they can give the truth to others also. And they are learned in the scriptures. Tattvavit, they know Shastra. They know the conclusions of the scriptures. Siddhantavit, what is the conclusion of the scriptures? And especially then in order to enter the realm of Braj, so then he will be also knowing about the transcendental mellows of the loving exchange of Krishna with his associates. And that is the highest form of devotional service that is in Braj. And so these devotees are known as Rasa Tattvavit, Rasik Vaishnav, or Bhavuk Vaishnav, who are transcendentally situated in their loving relationship with Krishna, exchanging transcendental emotions, and Ras is there, transcendental mellow, which is most wonderful and most sweet. So because they are properly established on the transcendental realm in relationship with Krishna, so they can give these transcendental mellows to the deserving disciples, followers. Of course, the spiritual master has to be expert, and first of all, he will tell to the beginners to follow the process of Vaidhi sadhana bhakti, following the rules and regulations. And first of all, we have to understand that Krishna is the Supreme Lord, that we are not this body, that we are spirit soul, and that we actually belong to the spiritual world, that we have a relationship with Krishna, eternal relationship, but being in the material world, it is forgotten. So we have to take shelter of the spiritual master, and by his mercy, he will guide us, he will help us, so that we can advance from that platform and properly engage in devotional service, abhideya gyan. And then eventually we can enter into the higher realm of devotional service, the spontaneous platform. If we are meant to go to Golok, and then we can come to the platform of prayojan gyan, when the transcendental relationship is realized. And prayojan means the necessity, that is ultimately the necessity, to realize our relationship with Krishna in the spiritual world. So it is a gradual process, and it will take some time. So mostly the devotees, the followers of Rupa Goswami in our sampradaya, so they are most fortunate to be able to go to the highest rank, Golok, in the highest relationship, but all of them. There are also some friends of Kṛṣṇa, and there may also be some Vaikuntha Bhaktas who are joining the society, some devotees of Ramchandra Bhagavan also. And so all these names, even of the different incarnations, Vishnu means all-pervading. That refers to Kṛṣṇa also. Vishnu is the name of Kṛṣṇa also, means all-pervading, or Narayan. So because everything is emanating from Kṛṣṇa, so these names, Madhusudam, Keshav, or maybe also names of the Vishnu Murtis, but these are also names of Kṛṣṇa. And because all of them are actually included in Kṛṣṇa. So Prabhupada has mentioned at one place that actually the spiritual realm, Golok, of course it is mentioned in scriptures, Kṛṣṇa Loka is the highest planet, which is divided in four, Dwarka, Mathura, and then Shetadip, Navadip, and then Golok. Golok is the highest realm and most big place, the highest place. It is mentioned by Prabhupada. Prabhupada mentioned himself that all the spiritual planets together and all the material planets, the material universes, all of them together, they do not equal to Golok. All the spiritual planets together, they do not, and the material planets which are insignificant, Ek Pad Vibhuti, just 1/3, just to give some description of the Lord's creation, and the spiritual realm is known as 3 Pad Vibhuti. But even that 3 Pad Vibhuti is just insignificant. The Vaikuntha planet are just very insignificant part of the spiritual world. Golok, that is the highest realm. And all the other planets, not even equaling to Golok. And we can understand that Mathura and Dwarka, they are just outside Golok. And there may be Puri also there, and there is a place where Radha Krishna there in Swakiya Bhav, which some in other sampradaya like the Nibarka sampradaya, or so they are aspiring for Swakiya Bhav, where Radha Krishna are never separated. So apparently it's a place just outside of Golok, which they may go to. But Golok is the highest rank, most accomplished, and most inhabitants are there in Golok. So we are most fortunate, we have the opportunity, by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by Radha Krishna's mercy, and by the mercy of the Acharyas, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, if we are nicely engaged in devotional activities, if we are very serious and sincere, and if we take shelter of the advanced devotees, then we can nicely advance, and there's a good chance to become perfect in this one lifetime, and then enter the pastimes of the Lord in Golok, which is the goal of life. Hare Krishna. So any question? Yes, one question. Yes. Yeah, Krishna is the cause of all causes. Ishvara Parama Kṛṣṇa Satchidananda Vigraha. Yes.
But here one word is coming from our conversation. Unfortunately, because of the living entity's native independence, the living entity wants to deprogram the program of Kṛṣṇa.
Yes.
Tiny living entity can reprogram Kṛṣṇa's program?
No. So Prabhuji is asking that Prabhupada is writing, unfortunately because of the living entity's little independence, the living entity wants to deprogram the program of Kṛṣṇa. So it is in this, what is called, Prabhupada has mentioned deprogram here, but we have to understand what Prabhupada wants to say. So the living entities, they are trying to deprogram, so to say, to have another program, to disturb Krishna's program, Krishna's plan. But it is not possible. This is foolishness. And we can understand that Prabhupada is mentioning actually also that they want to deprogram, which is not possible. Therefore he's writing unfortunately. But because the living entity, they have some independence, and those who are misusing the independence, so then they are actually not properly situated, and they have material intelligence, and there are three kinds of material intelligence. Material intelligence in the mode of goodness, in passion and ignorance. So, but even if they are like many, they have so many philosophies they present, because they may be situated in some, to some extent in a mode of goodness, so they have some intelligence, and they give so many presentations, and they try to say that God has that there is no God, or God has no form, and they have their own understanding of the creation of this world, which is wrong, which is not correct. So in this way, Prabhupada is saying they want to deprogram the program of Kṛṣṇa. So because they are misusing their independence, the living entity has a little independence. That is a choice either to surrender to Kṛṣṇa or to be independent of Kṛṣṇa. But still they cannot really be independent of Kṛṣṇa. It is not possible. No. One can never be independent of Kṛṣṇa, not possible. But if one is trying to surrender to Kṛṣṇa, then one is properly situated. If one is trying to be independent, it is not possible, because everything is included in Kṛṣṇa. And the jiva, by nature, is always connected to Kṛṣṇa. He is never disconnected. Only because of ignorance, the living entity thinks has nothing to do with God. There is no God. That is his foolishness. But they are not, and they think they are independent, they can do whatever they want, but it's not possible. No. Even in the material world, you cannot stop death, disease, old age. They cannot stop. And that is Krishna's program in the material world. One who's taking birth is growing, getting old, and is getting diseased and has to die in the material world. So that is the program here, and they cannot stop it. Not possible. So that is their misfortune. They are not fortunate, they are unfortunate. So they can do nothing. Even they are very powerful, but they are very insignificant, totally insignificant, the living entities. Even they may be powerful, even like previously, but in comparison to Kṛṣṇa, they are totally insignificant. So there is no question of deprogramming the program of Kṛṣṇa, not possible. In the material world, many people, they make a computer program, and then some people are there, they're trying to disturb that. The program of some person, they may have some program, they want to disturb the program. And I'm not so expert, but I heard of that, hacking or whatever. I'm not so expert, but they can deprogram somebody else's program, but they cannot deprogram Kṛṣṇa's program. They cannot hack Kṛṣṇa's program. They cannot disturb Kṛṣṇa's program. Not possible. Okay? Hare Krishna. So we stop here. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.